Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to Show Rod Garage. I have it on my shop card, and it's also my favorite build. It's the build that I am most proud of. I'm proud of a lot of my builds and all that stuff. Some, they turned out okay, and I like them, and some I'm really proud of. But this is the one I'm most proud of, and the one that it's my favorite one. I just like it the most. Let's remove the card. There she is. And we'll start spinning her, as you can take a look at it. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Now, this was, I originally had started building models. I believe it was around the middle or the end of 2014, and all of my builds were put on the music channel that I have, where I play bass to cover songs, and that channel is called Iron Storm 4, with the number 4. And I decided I didn't want to keep on mixing the model builds with the music, and I was starting to get a lot of, with my cover songs, I was starting to get a lot of feedback from YouTube saying, with copyright infringement. So I've since taken a lot of songs down. I had over 100 songs on there, and I have them on DVDs that I made. And since then, I've gotten all new basses, all new equipment, other than my speaker cabinets, but I've gotten new amp head, things like that. And I've sold all the basses that you see on any of those videos. I have since sold and upgraded to newer ones, more up-to-date, better ones, more expensive ones, and all that. But to get back to, then I made the Show Rod Garage channel, and that's where I started putting all models, and I transferred videos from the one channel to the Show Rod Garage channel. So this is actually, I have it on the date is 2015, and that might have been just when I switched things over, but this is actually the 6th build that I've made when I first started and I got back in to model building after a very, very long time. I mean, probably 25-30 years of not building. I mean, I built when I was a young kid and all that kind of stuff, and then I got out of it, got into music, and did that stuff for a very long time. And then, once we moved up to Hershey, I got back into model building. But this kit is actually my first true, full, 100% kit bashing model kit. You can't buy this model as you see it. But what it basically is the cab and the front fenders and the chassis, part of the chassis anyway, is from the AMT 125 scale 25T Fruit Wagon. That's where you see the cab and the front fenders and all that, because that's like a 2-in-1 kit where you could build an original, Model T, a 1925 Model T and all that. But you can also build it as a hot rod. So the engine came out of that, the front fenders came out of that, the front wheels came out of that, a lot of the front framing and all that kind of stuff came out of that kit, and the body and all that came out of that kit. And then when you see the rear wheels that are the dual wheels, those the 2 wheels side by side, and those spoked rims and all that stuff on those wheels, and the rear axle and all that, that's from the AMT 1928 Lincoln Gangbusters kit in a 125 scale as well. And then the engine that you see chained in the back of the flatbed is from the AMT 125 scale 1940 Ford sedan delivery Three Stooges kit. Because that's also, has two engines in it. So this is the original engine that would have been in the 1940 Ford sedan. And then they have a hot rod engine that I had put in that kit. And that kit I had since given away to somebody, because I don't have it anymore. And that's in my archives too, that's my very first build. So that's where I got the stand and all that. The chain is just chain that I had gotten at Hobby Lobby. The tanks that you'll see, as you see it coming around, you see these tanks down here on the side, right in here. A tank right there, there's one on each side. That came from the kits, from the Hot Rod kits, the various kits. I'd happen to have two tanks that were exactly the same. Same thing with these little lights here that are on the side of the side bed. They came from the kit, put them on. These two lights that are up top here came from the Hot Rod kit that you could put the lights, they would have been front headlights that you could put on. So I put them in the back. The wood that you see that has been stained kind of like a purplish, brownish kind of look. I forget what the color of that stain is. It's a Minwax stain, and the wood is balsa wood. And I had cut that, and I cut it into that shape, and then I built up the wood on the flatbed. That's balsa wood, and then I used some square sticks underneath of it to hold the bed up and all that. And I can show you the underneath, in a few minutes. The back fenders are actually for sale signs that I cut the shape out, curved them, glued them in place with some little metal rods that I had. So they're all glued in place. And that's basically the whole kit bash. The windows, I slanted the windows out like they were opened. Trimmed the edges with a red marker. The horn was from the kit. I had hit that with a yellow Sharpie. It was chrome, and just hit the end of it with a red Sharpie, and the front I colored in with black to make it look like the inside of a horn. And we'll let this spin around one more time so that you see that. So yeah, I'm very proud of this kit. It is my favorite build, still to this date. This is the first kit, one of the first kits that I wired. I used metal wiring, like a thin metal wiring, and I put that wiring in there. So yeah, you can see that horn and all that. So let me turn this off. I'll show you the underneath. So as you can see the underneath, I had extended the frame and put some pieces here that went across to help hold the pipes and different things in place. And you can see the balsa wood, some other pieces right here that I put, those are also pieces of plastic I just shaped into an L shape. They go up to the frame. You can see on the bottom where the green is. The green, this is just also pieces of balsa wood. You can see the wires possibly here underneath. Right in here, there's one here, there's one on the other side, there's a green wire. You can see that, and it's glued to the fenders. And it goes, I cut a hole, put it in, made it in an L shape, glued it down with crazy glue to the bottom of the frame. So what I basically did is I just extended the frame. I originally wanted to make this a tow truck, but that just didn't work out for me, so I left it a flatbed. I also, you can see the dual wheels. I just put the wheels together, and that came from the Gangbusters kit. This old axle, I guess you would call it, the axle, and this whole transmission part, all this that all came from the Gangbusters kit. And if you can see in the back of the bed, you see the metal loops that I put in. That's just wire that I bent into the shape like that and just stuck it in there. And then I had chained it, made the chain tight, and those are the little kind of hooks that I used. They came with the chain. You know, I just cut, it was a circle, so I just cut the ends and made it like a hook and chained the engine down. So yeah, that's the kit. I know there's been a few of you who have, you know, have gotten my shop cards, and you can see this build on my shop cards, but it's a little hard to see because you just get like a side view of it, you know. So this, I just wanted to show while I had stuff out and I'm trying to get stuff together. Alright, thanks for watching, and you all have a good rest of your week. Alright, bye-bye now.